Good evening. As I have stated previously, the definition of patriotism is to make your country a better place for the whole 100% of the population. Now, how does one go about doing that? Because it's a very complicated thing, and what would make the country a better place for one person definitely won't do it for everyone else. It's almost an opinion based issue. Well, I thought, and I've come up with four things that will then work together to actually improve both the economy and heal some of the political divide. The first is what I've already stated with education. As better educated children will then get better jobs, and then they'll go on to contribute more money to the local economy when they make higher end purchases. The second would be to start debunking and unbrainwashing people from the current level of conspiracy theories in this country. I mean, it's really unprecedented how many people just believe in stuff that makes no sense. Like, apparently, you don't need a driver's license to drive because they concocted something after they got their license suspended. We had the flat earthers, the people that for some reason think JFK went to China and killed all the birds in China and replaced them with spy robots. I'm not sure how that works or what the point would be, but a lot of it is just stuff, and a lot of the conspiracy theories are being used as scapegoats. These people were poor. They've worked sometimes multiple jobs their entire life, and they're still in the lower income bracket. So what they're looking for is a scapegoat. But the problem is, A, they're becoming violent, and B, they're teaching their children. They're pulling their children out of school to then pass on these conspiracy theories. And a lot of times it's all they're teaching their children because homeschooling really doesn't have a system for checking. And then all their kids will do is work at McDonald's and believe that they're poor because JFK's spy birds are keeping them oppressed. Another reason why everything seems to be so divided and nobody seems to really not know anything anymore is because around 60 to 70% of the news we consume is classified by the FCC as opinion based. I'm going to use one from the right and left wing here too as an example because I'm trying to remain bipartisan. So both Tucker Carlson and Rachel Maddow, two of the highest paid TV newscasters at the moment, have their shows classified as opinion. Why? So if they want to lie, nobody can sue them, right? They can just state something that isn't true. Well, that's my opinion, right? Heck, I wouldn't be surprised if one of them came out. Did you know Obama was a vampire, but everybody covered it up? Right? Because they don't actually have to back up what they say. There's nothing in these modern news shows that are actually fact. And with a lack of fact, and everybody believing the opinion of these newscasters and the opinion of just the newscasters they're watching, it's causing an actual political divide that is causing physical violence. So maybe we do need to go back to having more truth and more facts in the media, less politically divided opinions, and more. This is what can be proven in a court of law. The third, or the fourth thing rather, is the actual divide in this country over religion and science that really isn't necessary. There is about 40 to 50% of this country that actually does believe in both God and evolution. It was actually more prominent before the 1980s. But a lot of what happened is throughout the 1980s, we had a new generation of televangelists come on the air who desired nothing more than to be rich. And these guys started pushing this divide to get people to donate to their causes so that they could buy giant mansions and some of them private planes. And so we've actually pushed the people who want to believe in both to be outside of society, while at the same time causing a physical wall between people that want to believe in religion and science. Well, if we knock down that wall, what we'll end up with is a more open minded society that accepts people from both sides of the extreme, which would then get rid of a lot of the more political violence and kind of make life in America just more tolerable. But hey, I mean, I admit the current generation of televangelists, they just want money. And so that's going to cause a problem because they are doing the same things that caused the Reformation. In the 1500s, a German monk by the name of Luther nailed his theses to the wall of a church, and part of his problems with the Catholic Church was corruption and greedy priests, and the fact that the priests were becoming too involved with politics. Look around. We're about due for a new Reformation. Maybe the new Reformation will heal that divide between science and religion. So, what I'm going to do is start a grassroots campaign in which I work to get to fix that divide, to increase education, to debunk the conspiracy theories, to put more truth in our evening news. And I'm going to do so by having events, fundraisers, commercials, and I'm also going to try and get myself, at the very least, a meeting with the mayor of the city of Pittsburgh, because that's where I'm currently living, to see if maybe we could implement some of my ideas, because then we could use Pittsburgh as a showcase and a springboard to move them out to the rest of the country. So if you're here to work with me on that, thank you. If you want to give this idea a chance, we could build a giant community of people to make America a better place. Thank you. Have a good evening.